Hey everybody, this is Ramon Ray, founder of smarthustle.com, digital services, payment, banking, finances, money. This is something that all small businesses know, need to know, should know, something that all of us talk about. I have with me today Christopher Johnson, president of Pitney Bowes Financial Services, with us today to talk about that and more, a new offering that they've announced. But what's more interesting to me, as I told Christopher, is to use this opportunity to demystify banking and money and all that. So Christopher, with that long intro, welcome to smarthustle.com audience. Glad to have you with us today. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and thank you for having me on, Ramon. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Awesome. Glad you're here. And first of all, why don't you just set the stage for us about Pitney Bowes? I know what it is. Many people think it's only the shipping, stamps and things like that. Of course, since I've been around for a while and I love small business, it's much more. So just maybe first set the stage for Pitney Bowes, overall the brand, and then I know you head the Pitney Bowes Financial Services. Introduce us and talk about that, and then we'll dive into the recent announcement, please.
Outstanding. So let me do this in a couple of different parts, Ramon, if that's okay.
Please.
Let me talk to you a little bit about what Pitney Bowes is and who we are, and then I'll segue into financial services, and then we can talk about some of the new exciting things that we're doing in this particular area of the business. So Pitney Bowes, right? So we're a technology company. We've been around for over 100 years, and we've been really focused on serving small and mid-sized companies. But with that tenor, I want to tell you today, and also all of your audience, that we're not exactly, today who you may have grown up understanding who Pitney Bowes is, right? We still are serving the mail market, as you talked about, and you referenced stamps. However, we do a lot more than that. We have been innovating over the course of the last 100 years. And so today we find ourselves in a great position where we can offer not only mailing and sending and technology solutions to help customers simplify and expedite that part of their business processes, right? But we are also heavily engaged in the world of commerce. And when you think about that, shipping, logistics, and services all around. So as you think about your experience and when you buy online in this world of e-commerce, or sometimes when you're in a store, right? A lot of times Pitney Bowes is involved somewhere in that process. So from the delivery of goods to your household doorstep, as it relates to sometimes returns that you have to go process, we're involved in that. So the company is really rapidly evolving to really position itself around today's world of commerce. We started a nice legacy and heritage in mailing, right? When you think about how commerce is conducted through invoices and purchase orders and things of that nature. And we do that very, very well with lots of customers up and down Main Street. And then we have evolved ourselves into the modern day world of e-commerce and shipping and logistics, and all things that are important in what we have come to know as today's pandemic world.
I love it. I love it. And one clarifying question, I know you're going to go to the next step, is just shipping and logistics. And if I'm mentioning competitors, forgive me, but I don't, is that like competing and you have things, offerings, Fedex and UPS, or the logistics part between that, like just tracking it and things? Just, can you just talk about that a bit more so we understand?
Definitely. So let me give you a little bit more color around that. So for sure, we are not only in some respects a bit of a competitor, but we're also, a partner. So if you think about it, we leverage a lot of the carrier capabilities that are out there in the market today. So we've obviously been partnering with the United States Postal Service for our history. But along the way, when you think about how commerce is conducted today, many retailers or many of our customers may use a multi-carrier environment in order to get those goods to you.
And that's your specialty. So that's where you come in.
Exactly.
Got it.
So FedEx or UPS or other type of providers. And so if you think through that dynamic, we are a lot of times an important element or ingredient. Think about it like a glue, right? That makes commerce work, right? So we're very proud of what we've been able to build, and we're continuing to evolve that. There is a lot of our team members that are also critical and essential workers, right? Here as a part of our team, we do a lot of work share with the United States Postal Service, as well as we are a critical enabler of some of the other carriers that you would see that are out there. And it's good that we're doing our part to help the U.S. run.
Absolutely. Love it. No, thank you for letting me interject it, but please continue. I wasn't sure if you were going to segue now to financial services, but continue on. I love it. I love it. Thank you.
Excellent. So on financial services, for a better part of that journey that we talked about over the last 100 years, we've been really engaged in offering financial capabilities and offerings to our customers to help them conduct that commerce that they are doing with us. Okay. So we started with a lot of financing some of the goods and services that Pitney Bowes manufactures and then sold. We help them from a standpoint of being able to gain access to whether it be the postage or the labels that are critical to put on those boxes or the shipments that they are conducting. What we've been doing more recently, and this kind of gets us to this idea of where we're going and what that press release that you mentioned or alluded to earlier is really all about. What we've been doing is starting to evolve our product offerings and our value prop around a certain segment of our customers that I'll explain more in just a moment, in order to help them really position their businesses for success in this rapidly changing and evolving world of commerce. So what do I mean? Ramon, what I'm getting at here is we, if you look at a broad swath of our customers, we serve everybody from the large companies that you can imagine, right, out in the marketplace, a lot of medium-sized companies that are in the market, as well as something near and dear to my heart, customers that are in the small business segment. So these are companies up and down. I want people to understand these are companies up and down in Main Street America.
Yep.
Okay. And so how we help them? We help them with things such as providing working capital solutions, equipment financing and CapEx solutions that are critical for those companies in order to compete in today's environment. Now, here's the little bit of the interesting, perspective of small businesses and the plight of small businesses in the US, right? We all know, right, that costs are certainly going up, right? We've seen that today in terms of the inflationary inflationary environment that we live in. And that's not just in terms of raw materials or inventory that they're trying to sell, right? But it's also in human capital, like it's labor, right? Just being able to attract people to their businesses and help them conduct what it is that they do, right? So cash flow, right, is a critical part of success. And here's the thing. The reality is the amount of capital or investment going into this workhorse of the US, which is the small businesses up and down Main Street, everywhere across the US, right? Truth be told, there is a bit of a dichotomy that's happening. Large companies, middle-sized companies, they have plenty of access to the debt capital markets. Where you're starting to see that pinch is in the small business sector. It's massively underserved, and they don't have the access to the capital that they need, especially when you start to think about a rising cost inflationary type environment that, by the way, Ramon, we're only going to continue to see as we go forward, right?
Absolutely.
So our mission, pretty simple, right? We've been doing business with small businesses for decades,
Mhm.
right? These are good businesses with great bones, great operational capabilities. And we think that these businesses, they serve an important role. Number two, they're great customers. And we think that we can partner with them to help them overcome this challenge. We want to invest in these small businesses to help them grow. So what we've been doing is evolving our product basket. We've started with a CapEx offering where we were helping them to buy critical equipment for their businesses. We've been innovating around that, and we've extended now into working capital, where we now offer revolving lines of credit or perhaps a term loan that's critical for your balance sheet. We are also in the world of helping them to finance the logistics that they have to deal with, whether it's to get inventory or to move inventory to their customers, right? These are critical things that, by the way, are all becoming more and more expensive as a part of their financial statements. And so providing and being a source of critical capital to these customers is really what we've been focused on, helping our customers succeed by investing in their success.
I love that. That is powerful. And I'm curious, I think I know the answer, but we'll see. What about startup funding? Is that like a different, as I understand it, I'm not a finance expert, but you are, is that like a different side of the house? Like if somebody says, I have no business, I have an idea, can they also come to Pitney Bowes, or do you prefer like a traditional financial institution, a year maybe in business? Help me understand that part as well.
Yeah, so it's a great question. So we aren't a venture capital company, right? And you're right, there are different segments of the financial services space. We tend to deal with small businesses that have a bit of operations underneath,
Sure.
right? So whether that be they've been around for a couple of years in business, and they're looking for ways to grow. But one of the things I like to articulate is we're taking small businesses and we're helping them to become bankable, and then growing those small businesses. And look, we won't be the right solution for every single company that's out there, right?
Good.
But I definitely think we have a point in time where we can offer demonstrable value, differentiated value to these clients, and we can help them progress down their journey. And that makes us incredibly happy as a company to be a part of their long-term success.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad I came. This helped demystify it. The press release is great, but I'm glad it helps understand. I wasn't sure. Wow, just like credit card sliders. And so I'm clear, not quite that part of it, but what I'm hearing, correct me if I'm wrong, my wife will tell you I'm wrong oftentimes, so don't worry about it, is that it's the growth financing. We're in business. We're a pizza shop or delivery, whatever it may be. You can give examples, but we're a growth business and we need to fund our purchase orders maybe, or maybe we do need to expand, or as you said, line of credits can be used. That's the kind of, as of today, I don't want to put words in your mouth, sweet spot that you're in there. We're growing, we're relatively healthy, or whatever, that may be. As you look at them, you want to help them grow as of today. Is that fair?
That's exactly right. And so if you think about what that press release was all about, it was saying, look, we're not only saying this, but we are taking the important steps to invest into the capabilities to be able to serve our customers the way that they need to be and want to be served. Let me demystify that, if I can steal that term from you, just a little bit more, right? So if you think about the way that the world was going, honestly, prior to 2020, right? The pandemic has certainly moved and accelerated this down this path. But if you think about the way that, even from a personal perspective, how you engaged with the bank, right? People, long time ago would go to the bank on Saturday between the hours of 9 and 11 because they need to make sure they got to the bank before the bank closed, right? And they did a lot of activities inside of a branch. And if you think through how small businesses, what was the access point for small businesses to banks? It was really your local branch. Well, fast forward, a couple things have happened. One is a large sum and we can get you a statistic on it, but it's a very large sum of banks have closed over the last decade. Okay? So there's a lot less avenues and access points from that perspective. Secondly, when you think about the concept of, this was happening before the pandemic, but certainly exacerbated by the pandemic, the banks were closed, right? Those branches were closed. So it forced people to really do something, which is where this market is today, and I don't think it will ever snap back. It is a digitally native environment. It is an environment that is connected in a way where small business owners who are doing a lot more things today than they ever thought they would have to do, right, can now access the critical financial aspects of their business, get capital when they need to get capital, okay? And so what we're doing is investing in that infrastructure. So we're really excited about Fiserv, right? Because what it does is it brings us forward in a way, modern, where we can now build off of this platform and provide customers these access points so that we can do business with them, not only around the products and solutions that they need, as we talked about small business lines of credit and things of that nature, but we can do that at the time frame when they would like to engage.
Got it. No, I love that. So people are not outside your house right now, like filling out carbon copy forms to apply. It's not, that's not happening. They can be like on their phone or online digitally, smartly. All right.
Exactly.
Christopher, anything I didn't ask that you wanted to share today? Again, everybody, we've been with Christopher Johnson, president of Pitney Bowes Financial Services. Anything else I didn't ask you, you're welcome to, that I didn't ask that you wanted to share before we depart? It's been great talking to you.
No, it's been great talking to you as well. And listen, we're going to continue down this journey. We are excited about what we're doing as a company and our mission around this. We've got lots of points of value that we can intersect in the market here. And look, for those small businesses that are out there, right, it's a great time to start thinking about, not only because it's the beginning of the year, right, but it's a great time to start planning. You're going to start to see the yield curve move. You're going to start to see different costs happen in your business. Now is the time to lock in that critical capital that you need.
I love it. I love it. Once again, everybody, thank you, Christopher Johnson, president of Pitney Bowes Financial Services, for being with us today. I'm Ramon Ray, founder of smarthustle.com, where we inspire and educate small business owners to start and grow successful businesses so they can live the lives they want, supporting their communities and providing for their families. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful day.